Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Motorsport Manager GT with your bulldozer power, where Falco Engelhardt is coming off a very nice first place win, and the newly reinstated Stephanie Albatross managed a very respectable 6th place, and this is despite the fact that our pit crew at the moment is nothing short of abysmal. I'll let that sink in. So the chairman is very, very, very pleased indeed. Zhang Li there, all smiles and giddiness as we sink another 1.7 million into our budget deficit there. It's all details at this point. Who knows what we may become of us in the future. Anyway, that's confirming the result. Engelhardt, no socks, first, second. Karma there getting a bonus point for getting the fastest lap. That's going to be tricky because it means that it's Engelhardt and Karma are neck and neck for the final race of the season in terms of who's going to take the Drivers' Championship. Now, you'd have to go, well, you know, Brad Karma, he's good. And he's probably got a pit crew who know one end of a wrench from the other. In the team championship, we're now 4th. 6 points adrift of Vittorio Corsa. What's that, 16? No, do the maths. 16 points clear of Nakata Performance. Nakata Performance, I think, will possibly finish ahead of them, but we've got quite a lot to do to stay ahead of Vittorio Corsa, who are being represented by Texera and Shooty, neither of whom are having a stellar season, but they're both having a reliable season. The only thing working in our favour particularly is that Steph Murray will be starting from the pole position in the next race. Now, that might be a bit of low-down, dirty trickery on my part, but of course Steph Murray is renowned for sticking her car into just about any kind of a hazard that the course may have on offer. Right, let's clear the scouting out of the way, and then we'll go and nervously introspect the pit crew that we can do absolutely nothing about. Great. Okay, what do you want me to do with this? I mean, there's not a lot I can do. Is there anything I can do? The swap arounds would be to swap jacks. But I suspect that's even more hazardous. Our two jackists, actually their stamina's good. So at the moment, Teng and Roth are responsible both for refueling and a tyre change, whereas we do jacks. No, just leave it alone. There's no real benefit to be had. We're 100% guaranteed to get an error on just about every pit stop, so there's nothing much I can do about that. Right, okay, let's have a look. Car update. Cars need fixing. Fine. Michelle Dupont for Moto Sportif wants to talk to me. Falco Engelhardt had to apologise to the representative from Beijing after he soaked her with champagne. He does that every time he wins. He was just playing around. No, if you're standing on a podium, you should expect to get soaked. Yes. There you go. I don't know what Zhang's problem is, but stuff him. Right, no, that's all good. Pit crew review. We performed a total of 5 pit stops last race. Our fastest was 4.86 seconds. That's 1.5 seconds slower than our season record. We had 5 pit mistakes. Fortunately, they weren't dangerous. No, but we had the wrong wheel on at some point. And we had to go back in for a second spin. So I don't know what you're on about, Becky, but, you know, whip 'em. Hard-fought win for Engelhardt in Beijing. He was pushed to his limits during the race, pulling off a number of daring overtaking manoeuvres, eventually coming out on socks. Yes. Scouting report. Ren Zhizhao is a below-average driver. We won't even bother going looking then. Oh, well, go on then. He's a hothead. Good at overtaking, good at marketing, marketability, rubbish focus, and terrible relationship with your mechanic. Well, good for you, Ren. You stay with the Russians. We don't need you. Not that we can actually do anything about that. Anyway. Right, okay, so we got another mail come in. The car repairs finished, and we've got our sponsor slot coming up. Now, I don't think this is going to get us out of pokey, but we'll see what we're offered. 9 race deal, up front 400k, fixed 150. Okay, well, that's what it is. How long have we got left on the others? One more race for Ravelli. Okay. And then 4, and then 3 come up at the same time after 6 races. All right, so after 6 races, there's a chunk of cash to be had. Not that it really matters, because this is the last race in the season, and the series is going to be taking a break after this. Not that I want to, let you down now. We've still got Tondela to do, and as you know, I always do really badly in Tondela. Right, another offer has come through. It's Bango Barbecue, who just want to offer me $1.5 million. Yeah, okay, well, that's not quite as good there, Bango, but I tell you what, $1.5 million all at once is not necessarily a bad thing. Right, we've got another scouting coming in. It's Richard Tate, and he's good. Very good. Little on the old side. He's going to be thinking about retiring soon, but braking, cornering, smoothness. Who's he racing for at the moment? He's at Orange GT, so he's in the Premiership, effectively. He's not going to come to us, even if we want him. He's passionate, and therefore, what? Passionate means that he wants more money. Okay. No, passionate means that he will take less money. Big whoop. He's a pessimist, all right, and he's dating a celebrity. Fine, okay, well, whatever. And then Raku, apparently, Ryu Raku of Archer BMR is seriously considering retiring at the end of the snooze. Well, that's lovely and all, but honestly, I don't care in the slightest. Flipping drivers, they're nothing but a pain in the bum. Heading over to the GT Championship from Yokohama, Foxy Blankowski is coming away with all the points from this race, having won the race, won pole, and got the fastest lap. That puts old Foxy there, a mighty 19 points ahead of nearest competitor Olivia Bean, who could only manage 8th place in today's race. Oh dear, Olivia. Although that said, Paula Swans is also in the running there, but Swans is 10th in today's race. No, that's not going to happen. It looks like Blankowski's got this locked up, to be honest. Nancy Pumpkin gets 2nd place, Richard Tate 3rd. Well, Richard Tate we were just looking at. Oh, that's interesting. In terms of teams, it is Otsuno Racing with 16 points in hand, who are leading the charge with 1 race to go. It's conceivable that either Spartan or Hammer AMR could come and seize victory. But I'm not feeling it, because you've got Bam Bam Puckeye, who's currently 5th in the championship as the other Otsuno driver. Spartan have got two hitters in there, but I'm not convinced that anybody's going to dislodge Otsuno at this time. Now, given that we've got no further buttons to poke, although we are expecting another sponsor to turn up, we'll trot merrily forward, shall we? There's another sponsor. Is Falco okay? What? What do you mean it's Falco okay? Well, we're going all the way to travelling time. I've got 8 bits of messaging available to me. Right, let's go and get the sponsor out of the way. What do we got? Carn Blanco, 10 races, 200 grand a race, with 200 grand up front. Well, that's 2.2 million then. I could do that sum in my head, which is probably a little better than the rubbish coming from Eve Technology, so no. Or we lock ourselves in for a very long time with Bango Barbecue for $1.5 million up front, and that's obviously that's the cheapest one. But $1.5 million up front, no, we'll take the best offer, because that way it gets our race to race performance financially a little bit more in order, even if that's spread out. I would have just taken the cash. Anyway, we've researched Robert Pisani, Robrecht Mitten, okay, and hello, there's Zhang with a reminder that we said we were going to finish in 8th and that we're currently in 4th. Cheers, Zhang. Yeah, I knew that. Vasily, is Falco okay? A few of us have noticed that Falco seems a bit off, distant. He doesn't seem to really be up or down, just a bit closed off from the rest of the team. Don't really know what we can do about it, just thought we'd let you know. Falco is feeling blue, and his morale is 30 points down. You just won the race, Falco. Pull it together, man. Right, Alvaro is here with a report on Tondela. It's a 32 lapper, so it could be a thing. There is likely to be some rain during the race, with Sunday showing a 10% chance of rain. Now, you see, likely to me says there's a 70% chance. 10% says to me there is really unlikely to be any whatever. What do we need? Without too many chances for the cars to get up to full speed, it really favours acceleration. And Vittorio Corsa of the best gearbox. Good. Meanwhile, Vasily goes, our telemetry centre's pretty good, but I've heard rumours that other teams have got one that's better. Do we have money in the budget for an upgrade? Vasily, you big joker. Everardo's here. He's talking about Rolf Lindroth, who's an average driver. Jolly good show. And here's the World Sports Network with Hamik Lipman reporting on the pre-race gossip from Tondela. Victoria Corsa are expected to perform very well this weekend. Yes. Laszlo Hitbone's hoping to gain some ground. Yes. And away from the front, Magyar Engineering. We don't care about Magyar Engineering. Now, what we want to find out here is where's it's a table I never really check. So can we go to the proper table? There we go. So Vittoria Corsa are expected to do well this weekend. If they get 21 points, which is the most anybody can get, unless I am mistaken, that feels right. Okay, well, if they max out on points, assuming 21 is the cap, we still beat them. So, or we certainly beat Texera. Our big threat comes from Brad Karma and to a much lesser extent, Laszlo Hitbone. But we're 7 points ahead of Hitbone, so no, we're not. We're 13 points ahead of him. I think we've got this, you know. I think if we can finish ahead of Karma on the track, then we've got this in the bag. Now, obviously, that's me making it sound like I've come up with some amazing insight here, but actually that's total rubbish. That's just maths, and those maths are spot on. So, who's really to say? Well, we're to say because we're going to the race. Right, 6th or above, we'll get 650 notes. We'll take it. I'm still running conservative, and obviously our new sponsor is 200 grand worse than the old one on a per race basis. Well, a load of rubbish. Still, I would be tempted to try a slightly more aggressive setup and go for second or first place, but not with our pit crew the way it is right now. There's just there is no sense in that at all. I'm checking because I have to. If I don't check, I'll miss something. Despite the fact we haven't changed anything on the cars forever, the cars are perfectly acceptable. Let's go to the race. Now, I can't remember off the top of my head, but Tondela feels like one of the tracks where I've always been rubbish. It would be very nice to be able to go out of this season on a high with Falco having claimed top dog and the team having locked in 4th place, potentially even 3rd. I don't want that. 3rd, I think, is a bit of a stretch, but having locked in 4th place would be absolutely brilliant. With Falco walking away with a trophy on his head, that'd be lovely too. I mean, he's going to get the silver trophy almost no matter what, unless things really do go very, very badly for us. This isn't me jinxing it. That's just a fact. So who knows? Right, what's the weather going to do? We got a bit of rain coming up. Okay, well, it's not qualifying, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, Falco, Steffo, car setup. I don't think I've got a Tondela set in my bag of tricks, but we'll immediately go. I don't know why Steph's crew are so much more on the ball when it comes to locking down an initial target, but you know, there it is. Let's give it all of that and a bit more of this. There we go. See how you get on with that. Have we got a Tondela in? No, we haven't got a Tondela in the bank. All right. Well, that's all right. Right now, speedy tyres, 9 to 11 laps. The full race is 32. These will do 15 to. It's a 2 pit stopper, isn't it? So if you go easy on super softs, then you can do particularly well. We'll keep her out on super softs, so she gets the performance bonus there. I'll probably end up doing the same with Falco as well, but we'll see what we get. Right, let's make his cornering even more aggressive and leave everything else alone and see where it gets us. Yeah, you sure? Moderately. Okay, all right, well, have fun with that. Yeah, take the practice. Where should we take it? Shut up. Right, okay, off you go. Yeah. And Falco, off you go as well. Ramp it up to 4 times immediately, because there's very little drama or adventure to be had here. I've yet to see any driver stack it in practice. Although my brain is now saying, yeah, you do. You remember, it might have been the first season, but you remember someone binning it in practice, I'm sure. Well, off the top of my head, I have no recollection of anybody slinging it in practice, so I couldn't be certain. Right, it started raining, which is a bit of a hassle, and it's going to start raining a lot pretty soon. And the only thing that really matters as far as we're concerned is... all right, well, let's take you all the way down to the front of the car. This might be one of those tracks. Okay, we've got promising in terms of the handling of the situation. So we're going to try and we're going to egregious that a little bit further, and then the speed balance, we'll wang that down as well and see what we get out of it. Tyre choice, you can have inters for now. You're coming back in, so. You know, we'll figure that out. Right, the boy Falco, he's only okay on the cornering, but his handling is pretty much bang on. So we're definitely going to want a bit better on the speed balance, and the cornering. I suspect we're going to want to ramp it quite a lot towards the front. Okay, and then we'll tweak the suspension accordingly, and that should do the trick. No due care and attention being paid. Right, off you go, team. Get out there, make good decisions. Fandy and Disorderly were already out, as was Wellington, on inters. Obviously, this is meaningless, but I've got to commentate on something. Until we actually bother putting in a lap time, well, the track is like, it's not just moist now. The track is positively sodden. So we'll come back in and then head out on wets and see what we get. Right, Steph has got great on the ballast side of things, and then only an okay on handling. So actually, you want a little bit more oversteer on handling. All right, we can do that. Where were you before? That was a good. All right, well, in that case, we want a fair bit more. On the oversteer side of things. Speed balance good was okay. So, well, I can't make the gears any shorter. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't think I could do anything else to help the situation. Maybe if we drag the cornering down like so. What? Like so. Yes. Well, that's tweak your speed balance. Okay, right. Give that a go. I don't know if that's going to help or not. Right, go on, go out on wets. 10% my backside. Right, okay, Falco. What you got? Well, we got excellent on the ballast alignment. Handling still great. Speed balance not quite. The bad news. So you want more acceleration. Bosh, have it all. What's that done to cornering? Nothing. What's that done to oversteer? Not a lot. Let's try it and see how he gets on. There you go. Right. Tweak the cars, send them back out. Alright, Maury's having a go. We've got race trim level 1. Pretty exciting. We're the only 2 drivers on wets at the moment. Well, everybody else is an idiot then. We're clearly going to be quite a lot faster than everybody else with our tyres that are actually suited to the environment. Although it's going to dry out pretty much as quickly as it got soaky in the first place. Triple great for Steph. Okay. Okay, now we know that we've got 84 kilos in the front of the wagon for Falco. So maybe if we do that, yeah, it feels like you're taking the speed higher though, which is not what you're after. No, you want to go the other way with that, and you haven't really got anything else you can wiggle to make that happen. You could probably do that. Okay, you know what? I'm going to take that and we're going to live with it. Whatever that ends up being in terms of preference, we'll take it. Hold on, do you want that? No, we're going to go out and actually put a time in. So go out on inters. It'll be a bit slippery for the first lap, so be careful. Falco, meanwhile, I think we've got it nailed. With an excellent, great, excellent. I don't feel the need to tweak that any further. 97%, that'll do fine. The extra 3% is going to be completely eroded every time we come into the pits anyway, so whatever. Right, okay, here we go. Let's switch to a slightly more aggressive posture here, team, and see what we can come up with on an actual lap. Let's follow Steph for now. We'll probably start out following her in the race itself, given that she's going from the front, and we'll take the pressure off Falco and just let him do his thing. The track is drying out incredibly fast. Now, if we're going to go for another lap here, it's not going to be a particularly good one, because the track's now ill-suited to the setup that we've got. And I've got to leave them out for 2 in order to get a lap time in. So we'll have a pretty poor showing in practice. That's okay. The only important thing really is that we perform on the day. We are the fastest team on inters, for what it's worth. But this is not a glamorous finishing period for us in practice. Come on in, yeah. By all means, come on in and have a. No, actually, no. Stay out. Don't come in. Cancel that. You stay out as well. We might as well just use the time on the track to try and unlock a little bit more. What's it? Which we came close to. I don't know if we got it or not. But you know what? Having some extra knowledge on inters, that's not a bad thing at all. Yeah, I mean, that could be useful, you know. It could be. It won't be, though, unless it rains. And given that the forecast was for 10%, which I think we've all agreed is rubbish. Anyway, 16th and 17th in practice on intermediates. 0.2 of a second slower than Frida Potassium, who was on soft tyres. We'll be fine. Career tips for Judith Powers. 1, retire. 2, retire. 3, admit that Bulldozer Power are the best, then retire. If I knew who Judith Powers was, I might be inspired by that. Leah Russo, I'm feeling confident for qualifying after that. We don't do qualifying, Leah. You muppet. And Jesus, disappointed not to finish fastest. Good. We don't want Jesus to be feeling like finishing fastest. The only people we're interested in, maybe Jesus because he could win the race. Hipbone is a bit of a threat, and Brad Karma, excuse me, could cause us problems. Right, let's strip the old weight here. The only crucial part we've got is the gearbox, so we'll whack that down to 80, which is a bit chancy. I won't lie, that is a little bit chancy. Everything else will drop down to 70, which is also, you know, not safe, but is exciting. So Falco's gained 330, Steph's gained 170. I mean, that's not a small amount of improvement there. That's pretty significant. Right, close. Look at the forecast here. Well, with the temperature dropping, rain is certainly possible. All right, good. Well, we'll take race trim. Yes. And we'll take inters, right? Because the tyre wear is not going to be a factor. It's a 2-stop race no matter what. So that's what it is. And we'll do the same with both of them. Pit stop guru? Yeah, pit stop guru. All right, okay, good. Right, yeah, good. We're feeling confident? No. What's going to... Oh, hello. That's not as good as it was. Change the setup. What have we done to you, Steph? Yeah, you were here on a triple great. All right, have that instead. It might aid you going just a smidge better. Right, okay, so you're going out on many softed tyres. Okay, so you're going to pit first, and you're going to be at the front when you do so, probably. 26 laps worth of fuel. Do we want her going faster still, knowing that having to take fuel on board is going to really, really suck? No, we'll go with a default on that one, right? And then for Falco, whose car is looking pretty nifty, we're going to put him out on soft rather than super soft, in the hope that if there is rain, it doesn't appear until after that. I mean, we're talking, you know, we're getting on for the midway point in the... If he drives really carefully, he could get away with one stop. But it's a 30... What is it? 32? 34? How many laps in the race? 32. It's a 32-lap race. Those tyres are rated to go 16 laps. If you're incredibly careful with them. I think the amount of time he loses there... because he's going to have to do it on both sets, so there is no real benefit in him doing so. If we're going to stop twice, then even super softs are likely to be running into trouble after each stop. So we'll stick him out on softs, and then he can do 2 lots of super soft. It's always a bit of a punt, a bit of a gamble, a bit of a take your chances and win your prize. Falco's starting from the back anyway, but staying out on softs mean that all of those super soft drivers, he's got a good chance of overtaking when they pit for the first time, as long as he can hang in there from the start of the race. So we'll stick you on that. We'll put you on much aggression, and we'll see how we roll. Right, here's the grid. Steph, who's not in a good mood, is alongside Frida Potassium for Nicholson Racing. On the second row, you've got Yasser Fandy and Henry Wellington, who are ahead of Julie Blackenkout for Magyar and Jeff Kickery. Then on the fourth row is Duncan Disorderly and our first soft driver, Tallulah Crouton, who's ahead of Leah Russo and Constanza Schutte. On the sixth row, it's Victoria Plastique and Elena Fedorova, and the tyre choices are really quite mixed so far. Seventh row is Fuegas Manny and Freddie Potassium, before you get Jay Blackenkout, Argyle O'Sox, who's nursing an injury, and then Jesus Texera and Hipbone, both of whom are planning to stay out a little bit longer, as you would expect. Brad Karma also going with soft tyres from second place in the season, and then Falco Engelhardt on the front of the grid, on the back row of the grid. Right, we're going to go up to the front and see how Steph copes with the pressure into the first corner. She gets away pretty well. Obviously, we weren't looking at that very well, so we've got no idea exactly how well she did. And she's already got a little bit of a buffer after the first couple of corners, but it's evident that she is not quite as nimble around these corners as the drivers immediately behind her. Is it worth our time dialing down her aggression a little? Yes. Okay. Right. Well, that answered that then. So yeah, especially since tyre wear is not going to be friendly. Interestingly enough, she is being challenged right now by Yasser Fandy, who is a rubbish driver. And I can only postulate, nay speculate, that this is because Fandy is running a lighter fuel load. I've got nothing to go on that front, other than there's got to be some reason why they're hanging with a superior driver. Now that was Electro Booster did that. Let's have a look once we get around this one. Go on, Steph, off you go. Give it the beans. All right, Steph back into second. Yeah, that's really interesting. Fandy is on a right charge, but it's got to be a lighter fuel load or cheating. Because Fandy is not that good a driver and the car is not that good either. So we just set a personal best there with Maury. It's to be expected, really. Right, Falco, you can get a little bit more, a bit more pacey. You are 3 seconds behind Hipbone. Shake a leg, son. It's kind of important that you do well You've just been overtaken by Tondela flipping Crouton, for crying out loud. And she's not very good either. Are my drivers not in a good mood today? I don't know. I'm speculating, but my guess would be no, they're not. They're not driving well at all. Anyway, lap 4. Let's have a look at the weather forecast. We do have a dip in the weather coming up around lap 9. Water on track forecaster is telling us nothing of value at the present time. Couldn't tell you what that means, but it obviously means something. Falco, why are you so far back? Mori seems to have got second place more or less under her control at the moment. She's a second ahead of Potassium, but Fandy's really going for it. I don't know how, but there it is, and Mori's slipping back from Fandy, who definitely has the bit between her teeth. Yasser, oh, it's a dude. Yasser Fandy is setting all of the times there. Anyway, Mori's tyres are starting to get a little bit toasty, so we'll ease back on those. Falco's, on the other hand, are looking absolutely dandy. But I wonder whether his decision had nothing to do with me to go easy on the tyres at the start of the race is maybe now causing problems. Steph, wait for the next opportunity and then burn them. We'll probably go for start-finish straight. There you go, burn them. There you go, burned one. Didn't quite burn the other one though. But you know, it is what it is. Steph is not keeping pace with the worst drivers in the championship. That's not reassuring, not even slightly. She's barely hanging on to 4th at the moment, so we're going to switch we're going to take the pressure off her, give her full control over her own destiny, and go and see what the hell's going on with Falco. Turn that off, and go on there, Beefcake. Give it large. All of the speeds, please. We need you competitive, there's Chief. I mean, you know, I would say no pressure, but that would be a lie. There's lots of pressure. Lots and lots of pressure, and Mori's tyres are about done. Oh dear. She can't get past Fedorova. Well, you let Fedorova past in the first place. What's the matter with you? 24 laps to go, and Steph's about to come in for her first pit stop. Falco looks like he might be picking up, might be closing in on his closest competitors. But Steph's going to come in now. We'll stick her on. We'll make this the soft session. Hold on, no. Fuel is important. If this is the soft session, 16 laps, you'll be fine. Okay, right, yeah, pit strategy. Whatever. Okay, coming up on our first pit stop of the day. We'll stick with Mori for this because, well, honestly, who knows? We'll just have to see how this goes. But they are being closed down now by the teams who are rocking tyres that have a little bit more substance to them. One mistake. Got away with one mistake from the jack that cost us a second. Okay, well that could have been quite a lot worse. But wasn't, so there's that. Right, Falco's now in 8th, and that means that he is 8th behind other drivers on the same compound tyres as him. The bad news is Karma is in 3rd. So Falco's got to get it done. There are no excuses available to us at the current time. He's simply just got to drive better than those around him. Let's see if we can't stay out. Turbos. There you go, up to 7th. Everyone's tyres in this area now are starting to get very weary. If I can get Falco one more lap here, his tyres are barely hanging together, and then bring him in this lap, he may benefit from that. So we're going to go out on super soft. Fuel options look grand. Parts are okay. I didn't even look. We'll go in fast and risky. Exactly how fast and how risky remains to be seen. But there are two drivers we're concerned about. Karma and Hitbone are in 2nd and 3rd. And they're not far ahead, but they're far enough ahead. In fact, it doesn't matter if they are a hair's breadth ahead. If they get the points, then Falco loses out on a very nice trophy that maybe boost his mood a little bit. But he's got a lot to do. Anyway, here's mistake time. Jacks are good. Tyres are good. No mistakes. Well done, team. Considering that you had 100% mistake likelihood, that's very nice. And Falco is back out in 6th. Where's Karma? Karma's in 20th. He had a mare, everybody. Oh, well, that's important for reasons. And that means that Falco Engelhardt is now able to lose this, should he choose to do so. Right, you ease off on your tyres. You've got a Falco coming through. I'm not going to give you team orders, but I'm going to let Falco use his electro booster to get past you. He does have to close it down by 5 seconds first, but that's by the by. Falco with 2 seconds over Texera. This is looking pretty promising. Obviously, a long way to go, and that we had a clean pit stop there was actually pretty surprising. Oh, good. I was concerned that this wasn't going to be an exciting race. I am no longer concerned, as Mori is now in 2nd, Engelhardt in 3rd, and Potassium is going to be pitting soon. Weather check. Weather looks fine. Okay, so we can stick with the plan as it currently exists. But we're only planning one more stop for each driver. So we do have to exercise some modicum of caution or gentle something, or any one of those things that are important. Falco just set a personal best, yummy, of 1:17, and he's closing down his teammate really tremendously, while at the same time pushing ahead of Texera quite quickly. Now the only downside there, of course, is that Texera is on a harder compound tyre, so we'll get an extra couple of laps out there. Potassium comes into the pits. Bulldozer Power 1, Bulldozer Power in number 2. 1-2, BDP. Oh yes! We won't see it again, so you know, take a picture, it'll last longer. Falco's closing down Mori. In fact, I want to get him ahead of Mori, because the order they are on the track is going to affect the order I bring them into the pits. We want Falco to have the best opportunity possible to stretch his legs and maintain a higher position on the track than Karma, who has now moved up to 17th. Karma, as you know, our major threat in this, the final race of the season. You know, important details. But based on tyre wear at the moment, it does look like both drivers are going to be in need of a tyre change at exactly the same time. Could have forecast that, really. Anyway, we are now 13 laps from the end of the race. It says 14 there, but it's 13. 13 laps from the end of the race, which means that we are within the lifespan now of another set of regular soft tyres. If we can go another 2-3 laps, we will be within the lifespan of the super soft tyres. And Mori is now reporting tyre wear is starting to become an issue. We'll neutralise her use of them, so she's going to come in first. I don't want to put her out on soft tyres. We want to get her out on super soft. Falco also reporting tyre problems. But what we're looking at here is the gap between Falco and Hitbone. As long as that gap doesn't start to close too quickly, we're still in good shape. So we can keep them out. Just one more lap. Oh no, that means that one of them's got to stay out 2 more laps. You've hosed this. You've made a mess. All right, okay, no, cancel that. Cancel. Steph, you stay out. Falco, you come in, because where Steph finishes honestly doesn't matter. 11 laps remaining after this pit stop. 13 should do the trick. All right, go. Please have a nice pit stop, Falco. So Steph's going to need to keep those tyres in shape for an additional lap, but it is going to mean that she can absolutely murder them when she comes back out again. Falco's got a full electro booster. We're going to keep it that way because he's going to need that when we re-enter the race. Exactly where he's going to finish up, I don't know. Anyway, Karma's in 12th. Pit crew. Anything could happen. Yep, bad refueling stop. Underfueled the car. All right. Okay, we're going to ease off on our fuel usage then. Hold on. No, tell Steph to come in the pits. Flipping it. Get super softs on. Right. Okay. Good. You skipped over fuel there. That's an important thing that you don't want to get wrong. I know it's exciting, but do the fundamentals. 13 will do the trick. Yep. Park condition. Yep. Whatever. Pit strategy. Shrug. Off you go. Right, so Murray's still in first. She's got 4.5 seconds ahead of Hitbone, who is closing her down incredibly quickly. But we're not going to follow her. We're going to follow Falco because he's got a full tank of electro boost and he knows how to use it. He uses it like this through the windiest section of track, but it should help him stay ahead of whoever that is. Fandy. Flipping Fandy, for crying out loud. Karma now in 5th, but Karma has got to pit once more. If Falco is clever, he can make this current setup that he's got last him to the end of the race. Karma has 7 seconds in track time ahead of Engelhardt. 7 seconds is not enough to pit in, pit out and shake it all about. So it's all looking promising. And Engelhardt can finish 1 place behind Karma, and providing that Brad doesn't get the fastest lap as well, still be the overall champion. I may be getting a little ahead of myself, but that's the state of play, and there is no rain coming. There's no rain coming. Yes. Okay. 8 laps to go. We're holding Engelhardt on a conservative fuel use strategy here, because we do have a tendency to be a little bit overzealous on using fuel. He's staying in there with Hitbone, who's not a threat in the championship, providing he doesn't exceed our finishing place by more than a bit. This is all jolly good stuff. In fact, if we go 1 more lap, I will be prepared to engage go for your life fuel usage for Falco as well. Karma's in the pits now. He's back out in 17th. Anything other than a complete disaster, which we do not rule out, and it's good enough. So someone needs to tell Falco, go easy, son. Also, your tyre wear is a little bit further advanced than we would like. That's the other thing we should tell him. Hitbone looks good to finish to actually win the race. Shame, but that's okay. We don't need to win the race. We've got Maury back there who will act as a blocker should the need arise. That's also nice. You've got quite a bit of spare fuel, not until I say you have. When I say you've got spare fuel, I will allow you to use it. I will allow you to use it now. Right, okay, so it is Bulldozer Power 2 and 3 right now, which is very nice indeed, and that also gives us, if we finish in this position, that also gives us the team championship 4th place that we were looking for. But nothing is certain at this time. Tyres are showing signs of being tired. Huh? Texera's out on a harder compound tyre, so he's hosed it. Frankly, that strategy was never going to work for him. 4 laps to go. Yeah, okay. Falco's going to be driving on his rims pretty quickly. We'll stick him on conserve. You want to pit for fresh tyres? I want to throw the championship away. Not happening, dude. No. We'll tell him to let Maury through, or will we? Does it really? You can't get past Falco. Well, you need to learn to drive better then. Come on, I've got him being ever so conservative with regard to his strategy here, although we are causing a bit of a traffic bunch up, which is not going to do us any favours. Right. Do we tell him to let her through? No, she just needs to learn to drive better. Right, Falco's tyres are now in the red, and we've still got a couple of laps to go. Come on, Steph, go on. Go on. Put your foot down. No, and Falco's still holding her off. Now, let's hope he can do the same kind of manoeuvring against Manny. Oh, hold on. What happened? I'm not sure what happened there. We're in first. What happened? How did we hit first? I was so busy watching the race, I didn't see that someone had dropped out. Maury's now in first. Well, that's exciting. I don't know. I didn't see what happened. Someone, so Hitbone pitted. Fatal. Oh my goodness. Okay, Falco's dropped to 4th. Is that a concern? Texera is hanging on in. Everybody is hanging on tyres that are completely awful. Steph, conserve your tyres. It's pretty wise to be conserving your tyres. We've probably done enough though. Falco's got a little bit of an electro booster. Don't let this clown through. No hip bone, not for you. There we go. That's it. Oh, flipping heck, Falco just dived through from 5th to, in fact, 2nd there. Through judicious use of the electro booster, while all of the drivers were just kind of going, I've got no tyres at all. Well, there you go. That locks it up then. That's Falco. Falco, the champion of the universe. Get in, Mr. Falco. And with Mori finishing in 4th, what a good team. That's our team position sorted. We may even have locked in 3rd. That would be a surprise. But there you go. That was a tough race on tyres, that one. It arguably could have gone out on softs twice, like Manny did. You see, he went out on softs twice, which gave him a little bit more driving ability later on. Texera went soft 3 times. And we're not talking about hard-boiled eggs, neither. Anyway, good result for us there. Scrutineering. Who's going to get banned for cheating? No one. That's boring. Oh, no, hold on. Brad Karma got banned for cheating. Oh, you naughty, naughty driver. Yep, no championship for you, Brad. In your face. That's 40 points for a race. Was it 40? When? Since when? Since when is it 40 points for winning a race? Whatever. I'm sure it was only 20. I can't remember. Anyway, race winner is Fuegas Manny, with Falco Engelhardt in 2nd and Jesus Texera in 3rd. Jolly good stuff there, and another piece of another lump of steel for the trophy case, and that means that Falco Engelhardt wins the Drivers' Championship. Boom, with Laszlo Hitbone moving up to 2nd ahead of Brad cheats his face off Karma. Jesus finishes in 4th with Fuegas Manny in 5th. Now, at the bottom end of the table, Steph has driven 3 races this season and finishes 15th, ahead of 6 drivers that did more than that. Don't know what to tell you. Oh, okay. Well, that's quite surprising. We actually finished 2nd. Joint 2nd with Vittorio Corsa. Oh, that's good. And you never know, we may even get enough money to get out of complete, utter debt. Right, Anthony Delvaux on the idiot board. Victoria Plastique is rubbish. Yes, she is. Hank Sports Network World Littman. Bulldozer Power GT will be pleased with the strong result. I am. Fuegas Manny, you beauty. Hashtag champagne slice. Champagne is nice, but I read it as champagne slice, and I went, you know what? That sounds interesting. So there you go. That's a season concluder right there. Now, normally at this stage, I'd go, we'll be back for the next season and all that kind of stuff. But we're not going to be back for the next season, so I shall go through all of the round the season off bits now. So don't switch off yet. We're going to do the fun stuff. I want a theme tune and fake fireworks on the screen to celebrate the fact that we just won the flipping Drivers' Championship traits. He's the reigning champion. Does absolutely nothing for him apart from making him more marketable. And it cheered him up a little bit as well. Well, that's nice, isn't it? Anyway, Steph's out the door because I'm not renewing her contract. I'd quite like to. She's a decent driver. But I still can't forgive her for crashing the car twice. So there is that. 1.78 million down the pan. That takes us to 15 and change. Right, International GT has also done its last round in Doha, where Paula Swans managed to come out in 1st place, gaining 42 points in the process. Maybe it's the last race of the season thing, to make it exciting. I don't know. Maybe. Could be. Don't know, but it doesn't seem right. Nancy Pumpkin in 2nd, Foxy Blankowski in 3rd, but that's nothing because Foxy Blankowski has done enough to win the season there with Paula in 2nd. As far as teams, as expected, Otsuno Racing have cleaned up there. In the GT Challenger Series, Mwani, as you... Mwani? Well, I was going for Fuegas, but I decided to say Manny, but still put the W in there as well. So, you know, that makes sense. Falco didn't manage to crack the 200-point mark. Very slightly disappointing, but not so much as I actually care. Team Championship, second place. Marshall GT were shot of them. Who's that? That's Manny and Socks. Really? Has nobody else got a 1-2 driver combo that's actually getting it done? That's interesting, but only moderately interesting. Oh, I got some Steam achievements. Go me. But there you go. World champion is the boy Falco Engelhardt, represented by me. 3 wins, 5 podiums. Not a dominating performance by any stretch of the imagination, but certainly a performance. Marshall GT are the world champions to them. Well, they're honestly not, though, are they? Because we're in the undercard. So they are the undercard champions, with Manny finishing 5th in the championship and Sox finishing 7th. That's interesting. Prize money, 13 million quid. That's not enough to get me out of debt, and I'm not getting as much as that because I only finished 2nd. But presumably finishing 2nd is going to be a lot better than not finishing 2nd. Still 15 million in the hole. Details. Pit crew. I'm not even gonna. Not gonna. We had a couple of clean pit stops, and that's good enough. Right, what have we got going on here? Nakata, no. Car condition, whatever. Interview with Michelle. Yes. Your driver, Falco Engelhardt, has won the title. Congratulations. Any comments for us about the winning driver? He did well. He's done well, supported by a great team. That's not true. Driver is part of an overall team, but it belongs to the guys back at the HQ. That's mean. And plus, the team hasn't really been doing very much at all since we've run out of money. So I'm actually going to give Falco some props there. So he was really happy, and now he's really happy. Solid interview. The pit crew review. 4 pit stops, 3 mistakes. Yeah, well... It still could have been a lot worse. Falco, I am the champion. I just can't thank you enough for giving me such an amazing car this season. Okay. I'm the GT Champions Series Challenger, and it feels incredible. Thank you so much. Let's keep it going next season. Look, Falco, I'm going to save the game, right? So we'll be able to pick this up, but probably not until it's voted back in. Sophie Richards. Fuegas Manny has taken top honours in Tondela. Falco 2nd. Jesus 3rd. What? Bulldozer Power GT boss refused to answer questions on the team's error. No, I always answer questions. I would have told you where the error was. It was a pit crew. And that's because the boss didn't give us enough money to actually run a proper team. Right, okay. We've got a couple of contracts running out. Vasily and Steph. Now... Vass, are you actually any good? He's a 3-starer. Okay. Do I have the option to renew his contract? Sure. I can't give you a bonus up front because I haven't got any. You're on 146. Okay, let's take you to a little bit more than that. Let's take you to... What? Cost per race 146, and that's the max. What? Am I overpaying a lot? I think it's quite possible. All right, well we'll stick you on a 2-year contract and see how you get on. But honestly, mate, I can't pay you more than that, so you better take it because otherwise we'll go looking for someone else. So there is that. Steph, I would hire you to stay. In fact, I'm going to offer a new contract. Renew contract. Yep, start the negotiations. You will be an equal status driver. 462 a race is the least I can offer. Okay, we'll give you... She'd prefer a short contract. Not a problem. Bonus size is important. Okay, well, if you finish first... We'll give you 100 grand. First or second, and you get 100k. All right, how about that? Equal status, we'll half her cost per race and see if she's interested. What am I paying him? 600 grand a race, 700 effectively. Fine. Well, there it is. We'll see if she takes it. If she doesn't, I'm happy to let her go. What happened to firing her? Have I changed my mind? No, I'm deciding to take the Michael. Yeah, I've got it. I've got it, Alvaro. I'm already on the case, mate. It's all good. Right, okay, we've finished fixing the car. Hooray. Well done. Good. Onwards, because there's nothing happening yet. Right. Okay, so here we go. Prize money. I'm happy. Yeah, receive the prize money. How much is it? 13.7. That's the same prize money first place got. What kind of a swizz is this? And we're still 2 million in the hole. Oh, well, that could be worse. Manager of the season is me. I am the manager of the season. And driver of the season is Argyle O'Socks. Well, load of rubbish. It's Falco flipping Engelhart. You jokers. Oh, well, that's fine. I want a prize anyway, because I'm amazing. Right, okay, the 2019 rules now available. Rio is being replaced with Yokohama. And you could choose whatever tyres you fancy in every race. Splendid. Promotions and relegations. Marshall have moved up with Dogtooth Lake Motor Group moving into the GT Challenger Series. Thanks, Big Ern. So that's most mighty of you. There we go. Right, well, there we are. So we've got Vasily. Hold on, wait. Have we got, how much news have we got here? 6. All right. Anderson has been snapped up by Nakata. Don't care. Victoria Corsa has signed untested rookie Williams Osterson. 2 surnames instead of 1. He's 17 years old. He could be anything. Okay, good for them. Duncan Disorderly has also moved to Victoria Corsa. Okay, have fun there. Skurberg has been snapped up by Grand Slam Autosport. All right. And then Nakata Performance have got Lou Dos Santos, who is apparently French, no matter what his surname might say. Good. We've finished scouting Rolf Richter. Doesn't matter. And Vasily's taken the deal. And I should flipping hope so, given that I can't offer you any more than that. But he's done a reasonable job for us so far, so I'm keeping him around. Although a smarter move might be to promote Becky, because Becky's got Weller upside available to her. Details. Right, and then contract renewed. Good. Right, that's going to wrap it up, because upcoming in the calendar, what have we got? No, that's just the race calendar. That's not the business calendar. Where's the business? Here's the business calendar. We've got a contract coming up with Steph. Yeah, I'm going to leave you on the hook with that. You can wonder exactly what's happening. And then we got some more of this, and then we're back in a pre-season. There you go. That's the end of Season 3 of your Bulldozer Power with Bulldozer Power GT. There's the car. I've been Colonel Failure. You've been a delight all season with your feedback and commentary. We will be back to Motorsport Manager at some point in the future, but we're going to be taking a break from it for now. Upcoming, don't know. But I've left a few selections for you in the thread. This is important because I put this in 3 different places. In the thread on YouTube. So on this video, click on it and it'll go watch on YouTube. Go and watch it on YouTube. And then in the comments there, you'll be able to vote on what are we going to play next. And you've got a couple of days to make your mind up, and then I shall record it ahead of next weekend. I've been Colonel Failure. This series exists because of your generous support for this channel. I shall talk to you very soon. Cheerio.